How to read informational texts. Part 2. Picture this. Here's a question for you. Which do our brains process faster? Words or images? Images, of course. So before we get into reading these chunks of all of these words, let's look at some visual aids, also called graphic aids, that are there to help our learning as well. An illustration is a picture our minds get almost instantly. I say it gets our minds because an illustration is made to show us something the way it would look if we could see it in person. That's what this is here. This boy is looking through the telescope at the phases of the moon. Now, yes, I love this illustration because it doesn't just show us something in pictures the way it would look to us, but it also starts to organize the information almost like a table or a chart, a diagram from left to right. This is like time. Oh, there's another word, diagram. A diagram is an explaining picture. So right here we have a diagram that shows us the motion of the moon, which way the moon travels around the earth, and the direction the sunlight comes at both the earth and the moon. Now, there are diagrams that get a little bit more, well, they stretch our imaginations a little further. Like this, which is a diagram of the electromagnetic spectrum. There's a spectrum of diagrams. This one shows us wavelengths of radiation and this little slice of wavelengths that we see with our eyes as color. This is an illustration of the constellation Orion and the picture that the ancient Greeks made in their minds by connecting the dots of the stars in the sky. This is an illustration of the size of different types of stars compared to each other. Now, other types of visuals include, well, I may have mentioned graphs, but this is a table. A table is a list of information types that comes in rows and columns. Graphs take number information, measurements of things, and start to make that information, that data, into pictures. Like this. This is a circle graph or a pie graph. This is an example of a bar graph. And this is a line graph that shows a relationship between these two measurements. Another type of visual aid is a chart. A chart is basically a map. It shows you where things are. So these star charts show us where we can find these different constellations at different seasons of the year. And those are the types of visual aids that we have at our disposal to help us process information in a big old textbook like this. We have illustrations, diagrams, graphs, tables, and charts. I said something twice in there, I'm sure I did. Either way, those are the types of visual aids that we have to help us in our learning journey. Learning journey, I like that. I'm going to coin that. This has been How to Read Informational Texts Part 2. Picture this.